What is good, YouTube? Griff here, back again with another Valorant video. In this video we'll be checking out the ultimate Valorant gun tier list. Jokes. This is my own tier list. I'm sure there'll be loads of people that watch and disagree with where I've placed the guns, which is absolutely fine, but I would ask that before you smash that dislike button, drop a comment down below to let me know which bits you disagree with and why. That way I can take your opinions and tips into my own game, and maybe you guys can help me improve as a player. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's jump to this video's question. This one is super simple. Of the two weapon skin packs that we've seen so far, if money was no object, the Prime and the Sovereign pack, which one do you prefer and why? Let me know in the comments down below. Right then, onto the tier list. Instead of doing things the standard way, we're going to throw the classic knife straight into the junk box and then run through the weapons type by type, kicking things off with the sidearms. So first up, the classic. If you manage to get at least one kill in the first and second round with it, your economy is pretty much sorted from there onwards. So it can often be beneficial to play out at least the first 2 rounds with it. Personally for me, because I'm super bad with it, it just about lands in the C tier. The Shorty, huge damage, tiny magazine, really only viable to get one frag in the early no armor rounds. It is a D from me. The Frenzy, awesome when paired up with a light shield in the first couple of rounds of each half, but very little use besides that. And if you don't frag out with it, you've completely killed your economy. It is another D from me. Next up, the Ghost, my go-to for the early rounds of each half. I find it much easier to hit headshots with the Ghost than with any other sidearm. I feel like it feels like the best of the sidearms to use, but it's only really viable in those early rounds. All things considered, the Ghost solidly lands in the A tier for me. Finally, the Sheriff feels super powerful, super satisfying to use, super satisfying to hit headshots with it, but it is $800, so it's a big risk if you pick it up and die with it straight away, or don't bag any kills with it. However, the range, power and satisfaction cannot be ignored, so I'm going to throw it into the A tier with the Ghost. Okay, moving on to the SMGs, this one should be pretty easy. The Spectre is so easy to use, it feels like a mini laser and is the most forgiving of the two SMGs, landing it straight into the A tier. The Stinger, however, feels super weak and pisses bullets everywhere. I'm sorry guys, this one might be a bit controversial, but the Stinger is going straight into the junk tier. Next up, shotguns. They are both super powerful weapons and they're a load of fun to use. The Bucky is a pump action shotgun and doesn't quite give out the same DPS or rate of fire as the Judge. For me, the Bucky sits in the C tier and the Judge sits just above it in B. Okay, so on to the big one, the rifles. Honestly guys, this is where I'm expecting the most controversy to be, so here goes. The Bulldog. This would have been an A tier weapon for me until a week or two back when I used to rock full shields and the Bulldog after the pistol round and had pretty good success. However, since I've recently realised I can pair the Vandal with a small shield, that's what I've been doing, so I've not been finding the Bulldog anywhere near as useful. The Bulldog is really good for a half buy, but for all the other reasons, the Bulldog slips into the B tier for me. If there was such a thing, I'd probably promote it to a B+. Next up, the Guardian, the semi-auto head tapping machine. I know a lot of you love the Guardian, but I don't. If it was Bulldog kind of money, it would be viable in my opinion, but it's only $200 short of a Vandal, so I don't see why you wouldn't splash out on the Vandal or just chill with a Bulldog for a round or two while you save for a Vandal. For me, I'm swaying somewhere between junk and D tier, but I know a lot of my friends love to play with it, and they do well with it, so I'll give it a solid C-. The final two rifles are the Phantom and the Vandal. There is no need to waste your time here guys, they are both absolutely solid weapons. The Vandal is amazing at mid to long range and one taps to the head from anywhere. The Phantom is stupidly good at mid to short range, only being slightly let down by its ability to not one tap to the head at longer ranges. Both are easily S tier weapons for me. Snipers, another super easy category for me, and anybody that disagrees with the first one is stupid. The Operator slips straight in at S tier. It is stupidly easy to use, one shots to the body from anywhere, it feels super satisfying to use, and there is literally no argument for it not to be in that S tier. The Marshal is a super solid sniper that in the early no armor rounds is just as lethal as the Operator, however it only hits for 101, so in later rounds you're relying on headshots to drop people quickly. It is still quite viable though, as it handles really nicely and is super fast to ADS, which helps to land those follow-up shots. It lands somewhere between A and B tier for me, but since I was so harsh with the Bulldog, I'll be nice to the Marshal and I'll drop it into the A tier. Finally, we move on to the two heavies, the Ares and the Odin. Let's not mess about here, the Ares is trash. The only thing saving it is its DPS and price. The DPS makes it semi-viable in the early rounds and its price makes it affordable early on. However, at $1,600 you'd be mad to pick up the Ares over the Spectre. For me, it's not quite useless, but I can't see myself picking it up over the Spectre, so I'm going to have to throw the Ares into the C tier. Finally, the Odin. It's a super fun gun to use and a great meme if you and your whole team run around with it together, but that is the only thing stopping it from chilling down in the C tier with Ares. For me, it's slightly better, and for the banter, it's going to land in the B tier. Okay, so that is it for my tier list, guys. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with things, if you disagree with things. Please hit that like button if you've enjoyed the video. If you have not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.